It is Furic. Okay, Furic was one of their players he was the player of the season last season. He's gone and missed the penalty. That's an omen. How's it going, everyone? My name is Stu. Welcome to my Deportivo La Coruña save here on Football Manager 2024. Thank you for joining me in today's video, which is part 24. If you have not watched this save up until this point, do have a look up there somewhere. You'll find a link to the playlist as well as the previous episode. Well, the previous episode will be in the playlist, and I recommend you watch it because it was a transfer special. Since you were last with us, well, transfers happened, and in today's video, we're going to be playing against Sporting Gijon and Alaves. And we're going to be hoping for wins, despite the fact that our squad is not finished. And if you're excited to see how we get on, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so, and you will make me a very happy chap. So, let's get into the game against Sporting Gijon, because obviously, I've literally just stopped recording, and I've hit record as well. Full disclosure as well, England versus Slovenia. If I keep looking over here, it's because I'm actually watching this while I'm recording, just to try and condense some time. I've got it on mute, and I'm not overly impressed so far. It's currently 0-0, so if you see me perk up a little bit and get a bit happier, there might be a reason why. So, this is the squad. Again, if you haven't watched the transfer special, do go back and watch it. We have made some inroads in putting the squad together. So, the main one was goalkeeper. David De Gea has got to be an upgrade on anything we could have possibly had. I'm a bit stunned that we've got him, to be fair. So we upgraded him. We upgraded left back. Miranda is in. Happy with that. We upgraded central defensive midfield. Joe Gomez is in. I'm happy with that, but I would have liked to keep Danilovic, but the release clause got him. Veloso is in. Lone midfielder. Happy with that. Da Costa is in. Happy with that. Would have also liked the other Brazilian to be the Mazzala next to him because he looked pretty special. He went to Saudi. We've still got Furic and Jota. I'm happy about that. Would have liked to let Jota go. Would have liked to cash in on him. Furic has been incredible in pre-season, so I'm hoping he continues that form. And then we're playing Mazzala as a deep line forward because we don't actually have any other options. It is what it is. So yeah, De Gea is in goal. Carrillo, Okoli, Longley and Miranda in defence. Gomez, Veloso and Da Costa in midfield with Furic and Jota supporting Stoichkos up front. Dear oh dear, what is about to happen? I don't know, to be honest with you. I really kind of wish I didn't have Gomez starting because he hasn't played for us yet. He's literally just signed for us. The reason why he starts is very, very simple. I don't have another defensive midfielder who's 2 stars or more. Not that star rating is the be-all and end-all. We all know it's not. But I feel more comfortable if I had another one. So we're going to have to go with it. We're going to have to see what happens. Fingers crossed it doesn't end up costing us. But let's get into the game. And let's see whether we can get past a newly promoted team. They finished second. They're going to have the promotion bounce. It's going to be a tough one. I'm getting the excuses out of the way very early on, as you can probably tell. But as it stands, actually, we've started the game quite well. We had a kind of false highlight there. There we have a highlight there as well. Miranda taking the free kick. He is a good set-piece taker. The one thing I'll say about the attacking midfield spot, we do still have Zardas, and Zardas actually did play a couple of friendlies. Okoli coming very close there. Played a couple of friendlies where he played as the Mazzala. He looked pretty good there. But they were against local teams. Take it with a pinch of salt how good he's actually going to be. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how Stoichkos works as a deep line forward. Again, there were times in pre-season where he and Saul, the youngster from our academy who played there, they did look pretty decent. Stoichkos hasn't looked spectacular, but we're training him to play in that position, whereas Saul is an out-and-out striker who just can't finish very well, hence why he's a deep line forward. He's got decent passing, though, about decent for like a 17, 18-year-old. Right, Veloso's in, headed over to Stoichkos. Stoichkos has probably won us a penalty. It's going to get checked. Let's see whether we get it. I'd like to get... Again, I'm sorry, I keep looking over here at the England game. I do apologise. I probably should just wait until the England game was over, but I kind of want to get this recorded. Right, penalty's been awarded. I don't know who my penalty taker is. I probably should have checked that. It is Furic. Okay, Furic was one of their players he was the player of the season last season. He's gone and missed the penalty. That's an omen. That's a bad omen. That is a bad omen. I mean, he can recover from that, but it's not ideal. Right, Da Costa whipping it in, looking for Longley, can't find him. Oh, we might be stuck on a counter-attack here. Gaspar breaking for Gijon. Oh, Gomez does a really good tackle there. Lovely stuff from Joe Gomez. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but that's our most attacking-minded player, our best attacking threat, missing a penalty. It's not ideal, obviously. Right, Okoli manages to recover the ball there. I don't know how they're going to play, but the 3 centre-backs I've got, no, I've only got 3 at the moment. Okoli, Longley and Kumbula, I think it's the most confident I've been in my centre-back rotation. I don't know what the best combination is. It's going to be Okoli on the right, and then the other 2 will be fighting for the left-hand spot. And then we know Carrillo can step in there if necessary. It's the most confident, even though we're missing a player, it's the most confident I've been in that selection. With a good goalkeeper behind them as well, touch wood, I'm quite happy with the defence. I'm quite happy with the starting midfield, and I'm quite happy with the wingers to a degree. Although they're both having awful games here. Furic is in here though, and Stoikers, the emergency striker, has gone and scored. Furic redeems himself with an assist as well. Cheeky look, it's still 0-0 by the way, if you're keeping score at home with the England game. I'm in the 64th minute if you want to turn this into a watch along. But we do break the deadlock in the 36th minute, which is lovely. Big ball over to Furic, Furic into Stoikers. Stoikers is there like a poacher. He's a deep line forward, playing like a poacher. I don't even care that doesn't make sense. I'm just glad we got the goal. That makes me a lot happier about this team. I was worried. I mean, this is early going. Let's be completely clear. But I was worried it just wouldn't work having Stoikers as a deep line forward. He has looked okay in pre-season. Not spectacular. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. I've just watched Jude Bellingham just like knee someone in the back, which was quite amusing. It's a good cross, but Miranda hasn't really covered himself in glory there. He's not an aerial threat, let's be honest, Miranda. He's not. I don't think he's a tall chap. He's 6'1". That's what I know about the players I sign. Right, well, we need to get back into the game in the second half. Jota's looked off the pace. I've told him I don't want him, so I don't really blame him. I'm going to tell him he's not played particularly well. Everyone else has been okay, to be fair. Stoikers impressed me with his goal. Furic has got back into the game after a poor start. It's not going badly. But, definitely but, we need to find a way to unlock them a little bit more. Right, Jota is not playing well. This is where we've got the problem. He's the only out-and-out left-sided midfielder we've got, other than Stoikers, Da Costa and Furic, all of whom play in different positions. Luis Cruz could play there, but he's not out-and-out there. He is like the weird green that you don't want to use. There's like the light green, which is good, the dark green, which is okay, you're happy to use it. It's the weird yellowy green, which you don't really want to touch if you can help it. But we might have to bring him on there and see how he does. I mean, I could swap him and Furic. Furic can play there much more comfortably. It's actually Furic's natural position, technically. But he's just been better on the right for me. So, we'll do that. We'll bring on Cruz. We'll see what happens. I think I'll leave it at that for now. Although I am thinking Miranda might come off. But we'll leave it as that for now. Let's go into the second half. Let's tell Cruz to up his game. And I'm just going to say to all these guys, change the game. Change the game. I'm going to leave it at that because that's really G'd some of them up. Right. Demand more. I mean, we've bossed possession. We've had loads of chances. We're just unlucky that they got that goal. And we're just unlucky that well, I say unlucky. We just haven't taken all of our chances that we could have done. So we just need to get the ball off of them and be a bit more dynamic. I suppose the problem we've got is, for a deep line forward to work for me, there's 2 things you potentially need. You don't need both, but you at least need one of them. An attacking midfielder, at least in my eyes, to get forward. We've got another penalty. It can't be Furic to take it. I mean, he's recovered, to be fair. He has recovered from the penalty. I almost want him to have a redemption arc. Fighting the penalty. Okay, never mind. As you were. Waste of time for everyone. You either need an attacking midfielder or you need both of your wingers to cut inside. Now, both sides are set to cut in. Obviously, Furic is an inverted winger anyway, and Cruz has got that as a setting on that position, whoever plays there, to cut inside. Having said that, I do think maybe if we can move Jota on, maybe looking for an inside forward, if we can be so lucky as to be picky enough for that, might be a good option. Someone who actually is designed to do that, and it's actually a preferred position of theirs. That's what I'm feeling like. I mean, if we can get Yusufa Makoko in, who we are still waiting to hear from in terms of that offer, because obviously we haven't played any further into the save since I showed you that we'd put in for him. Get Makoko in. I might even look at moving Stoikers to that position, and he can kind of double up as a backup striker as well. And also, we could sort of do the same with Hlojek, even though Hlojek is not as good. We could try and do that. 68 minutes on the England game, by the way, just in case anyone cares. We could try and do that. Not saying it would work, but I think we need to do something. Right, Miranda's not had a good debut. He's coming off for Dumbia. And everyone else who started is doing okay. I don't feel I need to change anyone else just at this moment. I might do it for fitness. But what I am going to do is, we are playing against a promoted team. We're going attacking. I'm going to fire the boys up. Let's just see if we can just push through. We've dominated the game. But we don't have an active, proper, out-and-out super striker. That's where we fall down. Right. Pereira da Costa running out of midfield. Looking for the pass. Gets it to Furyk. Furyk now. Furiously running down. I mean, it's a poor cross from him, actually. Veloso looking for da Costa. We give the ball away here. I mean, da Costa's been with us for most of the pre-season. Veloso hasn't, to be fair, so he's probably still getting used to his teammates. But goodness me, we need to be stepping this up a little bit. Dangerous position, but De Gea's there. See, if Danny Martin was in goal, I'd be worried that would go in. I really would be. Right. Again, players aren't playing badly, but we're just not getting it done at the moment. I'm going to take off... I don't want to take off... I'm going to take off Veloso for Zardas. It just gives us another option. And that's the problem. He's a 2-star Mazzala, which is not ideal. Or Joe Palmer. Not Joe Palmer. Cole Palmer's coming on for England. Excellent. Right. I think we're going to take Longley off because he hasn't actually had the best of games. So Kumbula is going to come on for him. And that's all I really want to do. We've got enough about us to get past this team, but we just need to find the exact way to get these players clicking in this system. Luis Cruz on the left has not worked. I think if we had a proper left-sided player, or even if we moved him in Furyk around, that probably is a mistake on my part. I think we would have done this, but a home draw isn't good. I'm not happy about that, if I'm honest. I'm really not happy about that. I'm going to tell Miranda he let himself down. I'm going to tell Jota that I'm furious with him. Luis Cruz, I'm going to tell is well below the standard he should be at. By the way, I just realised how shiny my face is. It is hideously hot in our house. Hideously hot. I'm sure it is for you guys. Watching, if you're watching around the point that I release this video, because it's summer finally, and it's bloody boiling. Stoikov says finally scores. Jesus Christ. It's his first game for the club. Calm yourself down. Finally scores. Behave yourself. Who's reporting this? The press officer. News article. I don't know where this has come from. I want to know the publication who has said this. He's scored in his debut. How can that be anything other than a good thing? And you're trying to paint it out as, oh, he's finally scores. Bore off. That bothered me more than it should have done. Right, the next game is against Alaves. Alaves, let's have a quick look. They are a La Liga staple. Let's just have a quick look, actually, at who's predicted to finish where this season. I haven't had a look at this yet at all. So we're predicted to finish mid-table. Remember, we were predicted to get relegated last season. We finished third. Alaves are predicted to finish in 15th, and the team that we just drew against are predicted to get relegated. So, yeah, that's going great. Right. See for the game against Alaves. What could go wrong? Well, I'm miserable because the England game finished 0-0 and I'm not happy. But anyway, on to more pressing matters, i.e. the game against Alaves, which is an away game. So we'll see how this goes. No new transfer news to bring you. We're still struggling to get offers in for Jota. We haven't had any offers in for any of our first team, to be fair. Furyk is still wanted furiously by Al Ittihad, and they're just not making an offer for him. So who knows? But this is the 11. It is almost unchanged. Kumbula has come in the midfield. Orellana has come in the midfield. Sorry, Kumbula's coming in the defence, not the midfield, but Orellana has come in midfield as well. So we've made a couple of those changes. I'm a bit concerned because we need to make some transfers to get the offer for Makoko over the line. We don't have enough money to do it. We've got enough money to do Hlojek's deal. So we have got that as a kind of a fallback, but I'd like to bring both of them in if I'm honest with you. And it's just by getting Jota out the door. So we'll get into the game and we'll just see what happens. Hopefully we can get 3 points here because I don't really want us to come out of this episode without having won a game. We are good enough to beat Alaves. We were good enough to beat the team in the last game, and we just did not take advantage of it, quite frankly. Advantage of the chances that we had because we dominated them. We're away from home this time, though, against an established La Liga team. I do think this will be a bit more of a challenge. But again, I think we should be more than good enough to beat them. He says. He says. It's not started off well from the looks of things because they're having better chances. But we are actually having the better match momentum and more possession. A bit like England. Lots of the ball and we're not really doing anything with it. Oh, burn. Really not over the border was that game. Really nothing to shout home about in this first half. And I am a little bit annoyed about it. I'm going to demand more from the boys because I want to see us having some shots. I want to see some highlights. And at the moment, we're highlightless. We're about to have a highlightless first half. And I'm going to be livid with it. We've let them completely take over with match momentum as well. And that is half time. That's atrocious. I am not happy with that at all. Stoikers has not played well. Stoikers has not played well. Jota and Furyk haven't really done that well. So I'm going to have a go at them. The defence have done their job, to be fair. Akoli and Miranda have got yellow cards, but I will have a word with them. And I'm going to try something. I'm actually going to move Furyk over to the left. And I'm going to move him... What's his finishing? 12. I'm going to move into an inverted winger. I was going to try an inside forward, but moving to an inverted winger. I'm going to take Jota off. I mean, I think Jota's done. His heart's not going to be in it because he knows I don't want him here, to be fair. So, but we're going to bring on Luis Cruz onto the right-hand side. We'll give me actual position this time, see if it will actually make a difference. We'll go with that, and I'm going to go attacking. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. Let's try and get a win. Let's just see if we can do it. Right, Luis Cruz, try and do something that gets us going. And that is the second half. Right, fire up. Let's go and get a goal, boys. Please. Let's get a highlight at least. Please. Anything. Anything, lads. If we can. They're having so many more chances than we are. We're just struggling to create in this game. We dominated creation in the last game. And this one, we are just really struggling. Right. Olana's whole point is to create, and he's not doing it. So, Da Costa's going to come on. And I'm going to take Veloso off as well. He's not really doing a lot. I'm going to bring Zardas on as well and see whether he can get something going. Miranda's not having a good time either. So, I'm going to bring on Dumbia. Make a triple change there. I'm going to be ruthless with some of these players because we need to see it. We've got a highlight finally, and it's us in defence. Right, Da Costa. Over to Furyk. Furyk, nice pass to Stoikers. Stoikers coming very deep, but that's what he's meant to do. We've got players ready to make the break through the midfield. They're ready to run past the defence. We just need that defence splitting pass. Right, Akoli to Da Costa. Zardas, Stoikers. Stoikers now into Dumbia. We've got players running forward. We've got players in positions. Dumbia just needs to try and find them now. Into the box. Stoikers is there! And it is just knocked away for a corner. Oh, goodness me. Right, Zardas. Whipping it in, looking for the head of Akoli. Can't find him. Kumbula now on the ball. Into Cruz. Out to Zardas. He's offside. He's offside. He's not offside. Akoli can't get there. Dumbia gets on the end of it here, though. Into Da Costa. Back to Kumbula. Zardas now. Zardas. Can he get it forward to Cruz? Cruz, he does. Yes. Stoikers, who's gone very deep here. Into Da Costa. Da Costa. Into Furyk. Chris Furyk makes it 1-0 in the 66 minutes. Lovely passing, lovely work there actually, and Stoikers actually coming deep. He's on a 6.2. I don't get how Stoikers is on a 6.2. I've seen, yes, he's not in the box, but he starts this move. And then he's running here. Doesn't really do anything, but he starts the move off. I don't really understand how Stoikers is on such a bad rating. But we get the goal. I don't know if we necessarily deserve it, but we do get the goal. Bit of a frustrating performance this. I'm starting to think maybe. Again, the movement has led us to scoring though, so I don't know. I don't know. I am starting to think maybe we kind of work something out where Stoikers can play here, but I think that's too many experiments. I'm going to keep Stoikers on. I think he's played okay. I genuinely do. Chris Furyk is playing okay on the left-hand side as well, which is good to see. I am going to make a fitness change. Carrillo's going to come off for Trilly. And that will be the final change. And we'll just see the game out. Oh, goodness me, it's warm in this room. We'll just see the game out from here, hopefully. But I'm not overly happy. I'm happy with the performance, but not the result in this one. This one, I'm happy with the result, but not the performance. They've had a lot of shots. They've not done a lot with them, to be fair, but we've let them have quite a few shots. But we get the 3 points, and that is the most important thing. Now, bear in mind, the 4-3-3 that we've got, there's quite a few players who are new to it. And also, the striker isn't a proper striker. We're still training him. We need to bring in someone who can do the job there. And then, I mean, I really would love to bring in Moukoko, because Moukoko really will help the team out. Moukoko really would help the team out. I mean, this guy's good. This guy has been, I think, really, really good. Forget about the fact that, I mean, he's got a 7.1 in his first 2 games. To be fair, we might be reading too much into that last game's rating. He ended up with a 6.4. I think he's actually been decent so far. Scored in the last game. I played a part in the goal for this game. Furyk has played well on both sides, so maybe we move him over to here. We change him to an inverted winger on this side. And we go with Luis Cruz. And we go forward with that. Just thinking out loud here, but I think we might do that. I'm also going to drop our Alana. Veloso's dropped off a little bit, which is a bit of a concern. But I'm sure he'll come back. Miranda, we need to have a word with. Not right now, but I mean, he's not playing that well. He does prefer to be a complete wing back. Maybe we give that a go. Maybe we give that a go. Pop him on completed wing back and let's just see whether he can go with that. But anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. We will finish the episode in 4th after 2 games. Winning a draw, not the end of the world. I would take that all day long. Atletico Madrid, currently in the relegation zone, is a bit of madness. A bit of absolute madness. But I will absolutely take that. The next video will be probably around when we go into the Champions League. We'll see when it is. It's going to be around this usual period. October, November, September. Somewhere in this period here. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we do. And we'll see who we get up against. Probably someone who's going to absolutely batter us and show us that we probably should have done a bit of a better job with squad building. But, you know, it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me. And don't forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so. And you'll make me a really happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.